So, back for another VGC guide, and this time we are looking at Gallade, a Pokemon that kinda sucked. And then it got a Mega Evolution. And then it was okay, but still kinda sucked. And then now, it's brilliant. It's got a very, very strong ability. Sharpness is exactly what Gallade needed to be a very good Pokemon. A Choice Band boost, effectively, a 1.5 times boost on its slicing attacks, is massive. Like, that is hugely significant. Our base 125 attack, that's doing a lot of damage. Psycho Cut and Sacred Sword happen to be slicing attacks, so they have the 1.5 times boost. Psycho Cut usually was not that reliable. We would tend towards Zen Headbutt. Even with the shaky accuracies, the extra 10 base power was worth the 10 accuracy loss for Zen Headbutt. But now it is a base 105 physical attack that is a psychic move that we've never had that strong before. And then Sacred Sword is a 135 base power fighting attack that ignores all the +2 defenses that you can get from iron defenses for going for body press. Ignores the Dondozo's defense boost as well. And it can be boosted even further with a fighting Terra type. Base 135 with no drawbacks at all. No drawbacks. Off a 125 base stat is very strong. That will do significant damage. Like, Sharpness is exactly what Gallade needed to be usable. So I would recommend that Choice Scarf is one of the better items on Gallade. It's going to patch its middling speed, so it is going to be able to outspeed a Dragapult. That is unfortunately necessary to go with Jolly if you care about outspeeding Dragapult. If you do, then having Ice Punch over Rock Slide is still okay as well. That would hit Garchomps a bit better than Psycho Cut would. Psycho Cut's still going to hurt the Dragapults and the Garchomp. Sacred Sword actually can maybe be Oko. Garchomp might Oko. That's not the sentence. I will try that sentence again. Garchomp might be OHKO'd by a fighting type boosted Terra type Sacred Sword. Some of the time. So it's actually pretty strong. So yeah, you may not need Ice Punch, but entirely reasonable. But if you have Choice Scarf, Rock Slide is always a good move. Icy Wind is going to be great on the Choice Scarf Gallade as well, because you'll be able to outspeed most things and get that speed drop. And then you've got very strong attacks coming off its stab attacks as well. So that is very, very nice for Gallade. If you don't care about Dragapult, go Adamant. That's not Adamant. Showdown, thank you. If you don't care about Dragapult, just go Adamant, because then that attack increase will be significant. Then you might actually KO some Garchomps with fighting type Terra Sacred Sword as well. I don't think you will with the Jolly one, but unfortunately Dragapult is a Pokemon. If you don't care, and some people may not care, then just underspeed Dragapults. And Dragapults theoretically shouldn't be run max speed anyway, because what's the point? So yeah. This Choice Scarf Gallade has entirely reasonable viability, I think. So that is going to be the first set. This is the one that, well, not quite, because this is one that topped the ladder. It was Will-O-Wisp over Imprison, but I reckon that Imprison Trick Room is slightly better on it. Will-O-Wisp is fine. Like, Will-O-Wisp is a good move. But on the teams that want to go for Focus Sash Gallade with Imprison, with Trick Room, Imprison's probably slightly better, because those teams tend to want to not be in Trick Room. I'm not going to use the HO acronym, but yeah, those kind of teams don't want to be in Trick Room. Imprison Trick Room is a good solution to that. So yeah, then you get to round off with your slicing attack stabs. So then you're still going to be able to do significant damage. And then you can just go Adamant. You don't really need to go Jolly, particularly because you're not outspeeding the Dragapults, because you're not with the Choice Scarf anymore. But if you did want to go Jolly for some extra speed, you're only catching a few things. Adamant is probably better. But yeah, that's still going to be hitting pretty hard with Sacred Swords and Psycho Cuts. Finally, if you want to go a little bit more off the wall, then it can be bulked out. Like, this is okay bulk, and it can be a Trick Room setter instead. And if you are going with this, Citrus Berry is fine, but I would probably recommend Razor Claw, because then you can get 50% crits with Psycho Cuts, 50% crits with the Leaf Blade, turn into a Terra Grass type to boost the Leaf Blades, / be immune to Spores, because you probably want to be Trick Rooming, and then you can cancel the Amogus and the Toedscruels and all that. And then, the crits from the Psycho Cuts and the Leaf Blade make up for the fact that you are not going much attack. So then you'll be able to be reasonably bulky and be able to survive some things and still do the damage thanks to Sharpness and the crits as well. Because Leaf Blade also happens to be a slicing move. So yeah, that is going to get very nice damage output thanks to Sharpness. Sharpness is all that was needed. It's a really cool ability, and it's definitely best on Gallade. Like Veluza, yeah, whatever. And there's one other thing I think gets Sharpness. Let's see. Samurott. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, we don't have Samurott and Cleaver yet. They're going to be coming soon. Maybe they'll be coming soon. Assumedly, but when they get released, they'll be pretty good, but I'll cover them when we get to it. But yeah, Sharpness on Gallade is exactly what it needed, and I think it is going to be actually quite strong in the meta. Maybe an S at some point. Like, I feel like that Sharpness could be doing that for Gallade, but it is definitely at least an A.